Oh boy, it's fucking Thursday.
Dippity dippity!
And we've got a girl on the line. Oh my goodness, a female on our show. Ooh, and I'm not talking about Maxwell for once.
Where is she?
Anyways, it is the 2nd of March 2017. This is the Nothing Sacred Show. I am Cruise Control.
And I am Max Silver fucking Hammer.
And then
I'm that bitch in the corner.
That bitch in the corner. All right.
Hey.
Well, at least it's
DJ Crittle Jones.
Ooh, Crittle Jones. See, we have, it's girl talk night. We're gonna talk girl talk stuff for some reason.
And also known as Chandelier to those who, maybe show watching McNiggas.
For some reason, Chandelier, Crittle, whatever, wanted to come on to our little shithole here. So avoid the pizza boxes and the moldy beer bottles.
Don't forget the ball sweat.
Hey.
Well, the ball sweat in a
I
jar.
like ball sweat and I like pizza. Oh.
At the same time,
you like ball sweat
do you like? So you like ball sweat? You like ball sweat? Do you like wipe ball sweat on the pizza crust and then it's like a buttery Parmesan blend on the.
Oh yeah, dude! It's like the garlic butter sauce.
Yeah, garlic butter sauce.
Oh fuck yeah, that is hot.
That's so hot, right? Papa John's gives new meaning to Papa John's, right?
Papa Schlongs.
Hey, fuck yeah, dude! They got a Bob and his barbecue pizza though.
Yes, they do. But Papa John's has a very good, especially get a thin crust with barbecue. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Barbecue.
The barbecue.
The barbecue.
So Krill, you had some shit. I don't know what you want to. You want to talk about what you originally wanted to come on for, or you want to jump into some of this bus shit with the dog and all that stuff?
Dude. All right, look, this is your show. Okay, so
what are you
feeling
feeling
right
right
now?
now?
You want me to jump off?
I could give a rat's ass.
Right this second.
Honestly, don't give a shit. Honestly, just say something and we'll figure out what to say back.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
I think. Well, what are you feeling like talking about right now? Is that bus shit? Because it's your the whole bus thing or what?
Well, that was kind of, because that shit was fucking really pissing me off, dude. That was I call it my first standoff.
Okay.
It fucking. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let me go home. I finished my doctor's appointment. You know how it is, dude. You want to go home, people fucking with you. You're just like, man, I'm done. So, I'm waiting for my bus, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's here. So I fucking run out, and the driver, as soon as I get on the bus, he's like, ma'am, your dog can't be on the seat. And I'm like, yeah, well, fuck yourself, because he's going on the seat, and he was like, well, it's policy. He can't be on the seat. He needs to be on the floor. Well, I'm sorry, but these fucking people, man, they shit themselves. They piss themselves. And then you got people like Max that jack off in the back. You never know what's on the goddamn floor. So, I'm just like, no, fuck you, dude. So, I just put him back on the seat and had him, across my lap and shit. So he's like, oh, man, you're really going to have to move him. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Call dispatch. So they hit up dispatch or whatever, and, you can tell these little two fuck faces hang out on the weekend, maybe finger each other's assholes. I don't know. But fucking, they're like, oh, yeah, you can't have the dog. I'm like, well, that sucks for your guys because I'm not fucking moving him. So, they ended up calling a supervisor.
Holy shit.
Like,
so you got a dispatcher and a supervisor involved now.
Yeah, because well, you got to follow. I mean, I'm sorry about this one, but they're right. Sorry. You can't have a dog on a seat. That's a liability. If a dog,
here's what I'm saying too, because people are allergic to dog fur. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody has a skin issue or something like
totally,
that.
But this is something that can be wiped down though. And either way, if someone's fucking allergic to a dog, just being in the same area as a dog is gonna affect them. So I call bullshit. And I'm real strict on that.
All right.
shit.
So what happens? What happens when the dog is on your lap and someone runs on the street in front of the bus and they have to put on the brakes real hard? Your dog hits its head. Liability on the bus.
Okay, yeah, I got you. But the same thing can happen with him on the floor because he slides around underneath the seats. He can get his head smashed on bars. So you tell me what's the difference, honestly. There's no security for him down there.
Height is a difference. I mean, there's a difference. Bottom line is that they have to cover their asses for liability. And I'm not usually one to stickler for rules, but I mean, And as a driver, I mean, he can't say anything else but what the rules are. It's not his. It's not like it's some defiance against you personally. He has to do that. So
Right.
So he has to. So did he stop the bus? And was there anybody else on the bus?
I don't know. I don't remember if anybody was on the bus. Nobody else said anything. So
I guess my point
as far
is
as I know,
was what did you have? Did he stop everything he was doing to contact the supervisor while and so not
Yeah.
driving?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the bus was completely parked while you guys did all this shit, and the driver doesn't have time to go wipe. He doesnn't have like handy wipes on hand just for someone's guide
I don't
dog.
give a
unfortunately.
flying fuck.
Okay,
You know what
all
I'm
right,
saying?
okay.
Honestly, I
I'm
don't
just
give
gonna
a
tell
fuck.
you though, if you don't give a flying fuck, you can't give a fuck if anybody else does the same exact shit while you're on the bus. So if you're sitting there and you're in the back there and you need to get somewhere and someone won't put their dog on the floor, so you're sitting there for 30 minutes having a conversation, a battle of wills, then you're late for your shit, then don't bitch, right? Okay? Just saying.
Right. No, I
Okay.
feel you.
All
I
right,
feel you.
cool. That's as long as you know.
Yeah,
If you don't
I
give a
totally-
fuck,
I
then
totally-
no one should give a fuck about you, and you shouldn't give a fuck if they don't, because you don't give a fuck, right? So
Right.
okay.
See, you got to be careful.
I fucking ain't argue with that shit.
Well, and you got to be careful too, because don't get this sue happy shit going either. That a lot of new guide dog users get shit. Oh, I'll sue you, you fucker. Actually, no, because that's. I mean, most people I see that have dogs, the dogs are across their feet on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So they're in the, the little area. So
Well, yeah, no, dude. If I didn't have the experience I had last week, well, a few weeks ago, I probably wouldn't be this way. But I had a real bad experience where the driver was just a fucking maniac, and my dog was legit sliding from my seat all the way up to the front of the bus from his driving. So I had no choice but to pull him on the seat just to put my arm around him so he wouldn't slide anywhere. Because, dude, like, the way he was braking, he could have got injured. So
where was this dog? Was it in the aisle?
No, he was right in front of my seat. But when
Okay.
he was, like, braking and, like, hitting hard lefts and shit and hard right, he was sliding out into the middle of the fucking bus.
Chandelier, you need to stop greasing your dog up with canola oil before he gets in the bus. You just need to.
Okay, I'm sorry, but he looks sexy. It's all shiny.
All shiny, a shiny smeared, greasy dog.
So he can nose fuck you,
So he
right?
nosing between your, sliding his
Okay,
greasy,
too far.
greasy body between your legs.
Bestiality, bro.
Oh yeah, a greasy dog. Slicked hair
Well,
back.
So you say that the supervisor. Now the supervisor had an interesting take on it. You said when he finally came and he was the one that took you home, right? Is that the?
Yeah. I mean, he kind of like, he enforced the rule or whatever. They were saying, like, put the dog in your lap or whatever. The problem is, my dog is so huge, that's not possible. You know what I mean? And so I'm kind of like, well, what the fuck I do? Let my dog, slide under the bus? That's bullshit. So when I got with the supervisor, he gave me some suggestions, like maybe getting a mat or something, to that effect. But then I'm just like, okay, yeah, I could see something like that, but at the same time, you never know what's on that floor. If there's piss, I'm laying that mat on it. And when
Okay,
I
but
pick
what's
it
on
up,
those seats?
yeah.
Like I was telling you today, what could be on those seats? Those guys fucking piss on the seats and piss on it. So, I mean,
True,
either way,
but
and you
see,
were
I
sitting
carry
in that.
my own shit, though, man. I got fucking Lysol wipes in my backpack, dude. That shit gets wiped down before I sit down. I'm a germ freak. So, yeah, man, fuck that.
That's what, yeah, but it's a dog, man.
Hey.
It's a dog. It is a dog. It's a fucking
It
pain
may
in
be
the
a
ass
dog to
fucking
you, but
dog.
It's more to me.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
It's more to me.
Of course it is. That's good. That's fine, but not to us. So we don't have to be sentimental.
Well, I
It's
don't
fucking
give
dog.
one, so it's like
Dogs
I
are
really don't give a
dogs.
shit, you know?
Dogs are like I was thinking about like my friend. It's kind of funny. I was thinking about getting a cat for a while, right? So I was like, oh man, it'd be kind of cool having a cat. Just chill, just like having a pet, and because the idea of a pet is always cool. And I know it's not a pet for you; it's an actual service animal. There's a little difference, but it's not just a service animal; it's a pet and kind of a quasi thing. But for me, I was like, oh, I'll get it. And then and I was like, no, it's a pain in the ass, and I can barely take care of myself. So I'm like, fuck that shit. And it was reinforced because my friend, a good friend of mine, got two cats. right? And she's constantly calling, oh my God, they're sneezing, they're doing this, their pee is darker, and I'm like, fuck that, fuck that shit. No, I'm just saying.
Wait,
well,
their pee is doctor, fuck, darker. What the fuck? I mean.
Well, the point is that pets are responsibilities. They're living animals. You can't see what the problem.
I get that, but you're pissing me off because I want to know why their pee's dark.
Well, it could be one of because she had 2 cats and one of their pees was not as dark. It's a pH balance thing, I guess, because they're little kittens and they came from the pound or whatever the hell you want to call it, the clinic, whatever those shelters,
the rescue shelter, or whatever.
Well, so they have a lot of issues. So they need to make sure. I mean, and she's also a very protective owner. Sort of like some person doesn't want to have their dog sliding around the floor on the bus. So so she's very protective, and but the point is, I'd be kind of the same way because I know that's why I don't want to have kids, because I'd be the same way with kids. I'm that type of guy who'd fucking be like hawky, like I'd be like a hawk. I'd worry about it'd consume my life. Now, I'm not saying the cat would do the same thing, but just the idea, like the idea is great in your head, but then you get the reality of it. So like, I'm just not I'm just like, nah, I'm not getting the animal, I'm not fucking with that shit. I'm not gonna walk in one day, see the cat lying there and it's dead in its own puke because it fucking swallowed.
Oh.
See, that's what happens. That's the thing. That's scary. Why would I want to even worry about that? Why even bother worrying about that when you can just not have a cat and not have the connection and not have that problem and not have that problem? Exactly.
Right.
Because I'm a secluded. I'm a secluded hermit asshole like that, so I just don't.
Loner, and that's your thing.
But the less people you have in your life, the less people you have to worry about losing.
Less people that are gonna hurt you.
You guys are psychotic.
You're the one who wanted to come on this shit. You've heard this shit before. You know how we are.
I love it.
You requested. Now there was one other situation you told about Uber, which I want to talk about too, with the dog.
All right, so everybody knows the Uber policy is you can't deny a service animal. All right, so I fucking call or like get an Uber and shit, and the dude pulls up and he's like, "Oh, I'm in a white car, and it's a Honda." I'm like, "Okay, well that's great, but I can't see your white fucking car, so I'm over here." And he's like, "Are you the person with the dog?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to cancel this ride, and I'm going to send you someone else because I don't allow animals in my car." Well, since he's under Uber, he can't do that.
Actually, no, because you know what? He gave you an out. He said, "I'm going to send another vehicle for you." If he just drove away,
it doesn't matter. No. It doesn't matter. There's huge-ass lawsuits right now over that shit. Uber is demanding of their drivers. If you start Ubering, you are pretty much accepting the term.
They kind of take your testicles and put them in a jar for a while.
I mean, I don't know the policies, obviously, of Uber, but the thing is, he did give you an out, though. He did say, "I'll send another vehicle." If he just drove away and left you, then fuck yeah. Then now Uber's, No.
See, this motherfucker, what he does is he hangs up on me and he charges me.
Oh.
He charged me for that ride. So I'm like, no, fuck you, because had he just drawn off or whatever, I probably wouldn't have gave a shit. But he charged me for that. He gave me a cancellation fee, which is like $5-something. Bitch, fuck you. I'm not.
See, I don't see that as an out. I actually see that as bullshit. I think if you are being contracted by a company, then you can't. And they have rules on that says that service dogs should have to be allowed on their rides. It's like you're turning your car into a cab. So if you had a taxi come up and say, "No, we can't take this ride as a service animal," you'd be like, "Fuck that! You're not calling another cab. You're taking me, right?" Because that's a cab.
So in other words, now your vehicle becomes a public service,
or a part of that
when
because
you turn on that app. Yes.
When you turn on that app and you're an employee of them, it's like when you work from home, when you're an employee, your room actually becomes an office, and you can't have confidential materials sitting out. So and you could say, well, it's my house. Well, yeah, but you're working and you made a deal with them, and part of the contract you made to make money off your car is that you have to allow things into your car. So if you can't do that, then you can't do the service. It's almost like the same thing as if they said, well, you've got perfume on. I don't like your perfume. You can't come in my car. Well, then don't use your car for Uber. Then don't use your car for that service.
Right.
If you can't have a dog in your car, then your car should not be used for that service. You need to get a jankety car or an older car that you can, have people in there. Use your precious. If you're using your precious fucking vehicle, your fucking ride that you get your ladies with. If you're using that to pick up people on Uber and you're worried about like, oh man, I can't have dog hair in my car. Someone might be allergic. She might get that grease all over my car from that canola oil. I don't want that shit. Whatever.
Speaking of grease, my balls itch. I just had to throw that in real quick.
Oh yeah,
you
that's
would have to.
scratching.
Thank you, man, because we needed to know about your balls itching. My balls itch every show during the whole show, but that's for a different reason. Yeah. So yeah, so I actually so they charge you for it because he was probably like, I came all the way down here, so I'm going to charge this dumb bitch with her dog.
So he did that. So he did charge. Yeah, see, that was the one thing that you didn't say in the video, but I guess so. He did charge you, the son of a bitch, huh?
Yeah, he did. He charged me a cancellation. So I'm still like in the works with Uber trying to get that reimbursed, but I don't want to become this super fucking bitch about my Jimmy dog, because that shit irritates me. But like when I know their rights, that's a different story, and especially in certain occasions, So it's kind of like it's a whole new fucking world for me. I'm learning so much shit that I didn't know. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of the learning process. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
what to bitch about, what not to bitch about. So
that's true. Well, this is interesting. Just to switch gears, because actually James, who's another faithful listener, wanted me to talk about this. It's something that happened to him. Now, this is weird. You guys tell me what you think. But all right, so he's walking home. He goes to Arizona State, to college, and he's walking to the bus or whatever. And I guess he goes through a neighborhood, and there's a big-ass dog, and it's off its leash. And it comes up to him, like it's aggressive. It's growling and barking and everything. So he has a screwdriver in his pocket. And so he pulls the screwdriver out and kind of, points it at the dog, like, hey, get the fuck away from me, or I'm going to stab you with this thing. Well, this guy runs out, who I guess is the dog owner. It's actually a couple, he said. The couple comes out, and the guy's like, hey, motherfucker, get away from my dog. You touch him with that screwdriver, I'm going to shove that thing right up your nose, or whatever he said to him. And I guess he came and put the dog on the leash. So James is like, okay. And the guy's like, you go your way, we'll go ours. Well, I guess when he got up the street a little ways, a police officer pulls up on him, female cop. And she's on a bike, and she gets off. She says, I need you to stop where you are, take your bag off, do all this shit. So he goes through this whole rigmarole. Anyway, long story short, so he winds up getting institutionalized. I guess he's got Asperger's, but, there's some other stuff going on. I guess he's had some issues in the past. He wound up going to like a psych ward for like 6 days, pretty much.
Over his dog?
Yeah, well, that's it. That's why I was like, over a fucking dog? Did these people flip out that bad, or what? And
probably not. I mean, there's got.
You guys think there's more to it, or what do you think's going on?
There's got to be more to it. There's got to be more to it. They're not just gonna put someone in a psych ward for 6 days. I mean, if he just said, hey, this dog was attacking me, and did they find? It just seems like there's something missing. Like, well, they just said, no, I'm sorry, you're batshit. We're putting you away for 6 days.
Yeah. I
guess with the other, I guess he said another cop came, and the guy started doing the report, and I guess he said he read the report later, and it said that he was combative and all this other crazy shit. And so I wonder, did he kind of, was he aggressive, or what the fuck he was doing? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, who really knows?
He probably fucking got defensive because she pulled him over a fucking dog, and he went ape shit. Doesn't want to tell you he went ape shit.
Well, and I wonder about that.
Yeah,
could it?
Yeah, I mean, James, you're probably listening right now. I mean, I don't want to doubt you completely, but I mean, it seems like there's just a hole there where it's like, yeah, and then she pulled me over, checked my bag, and then I was in a place for 6 days. There's like something like, like there's a part of that that's like not there, like
right.
It's
there's
like
a piece missing. to
It's
it.
like that. It's like you came up to me, the dog barked at me, and then there was blood everywhere, and I don't know what happened. Like what? Okay.
I blacked out.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You know, and having a history of this kind of shit, and you know, I said to him, I was like, well, dude, I mean, having a screwdriver, and he was like, well, I'm you know, I'm not going to carry around any more, you know, pepper sprays or anything to defend myself anymore. He's like, it just gets me in too much trouble. And I'm like,
wait. What the hell? What the hell does that even mean? All right, sorry, step back. I'm not going to carry around pepper spray or anything else like that because it just gets me into too much trouble. That means you've been using that shit.
Yeah.
right.
All right. So like, what does that mean? Just because it's an option doesn't mean it's something you want to use. Like, well, you know, I carried around that Glock for a while, but just got me into too much trouble.
I just shot a nigga one time.
Seriously.
I couldn't control myself.
You know, I have a concealed weapon. I just brought it around, but it just got me into too much trouble. What do you mean?
Well, I asked him that. I said, well, dude, was there something you did? Did you flip out? Nah, man, I just all of a sudden, you know, I'm there and this other cop pulled up and he lied and he made up a bunch of shit. And because you can't just have somebody committed just because.
No.
You know,
no, you can't. And he lied and made up a whole bunch of shit.
They have to have reason, though. They'd have to have, you know, something indicating he was acting outside.
I mean, he never needs to bring that chainsaw around with him because you never know what's going to happen. So, all this crazy shit just seems to happen when he's carrying around that chainsaw.
Exactly.
I mean,
oh, it was crazy though. I know he told me they had him all on all kinds of medication. I guess they still got him on the medication, and he's got to go into court. And I guess he's court ordered to take.
He did. There's no fucking way, dude. Come on, man. I mean, there's got to be something there. It's like I didn't do nothing at all. I've just got 6 days in a ward with medication and a restraining order, and I was in a straitjacket for 3-4 hours. And you know,
I did shit.
I woke up with a swastika and a fucking devil sign carved into my face. I have no idea how that got there.
What the fuck?
Well, that's and it was good because he did tell me. He's like, "Oh yeah, I want you to talk about this," and I said, "Well, yeah, we will." And but I'm glad I ran it by you guys because I was like, "It seems like there's something missing because they don't just lock you up."
Well, there's no information.
Let me add something.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Not to be a stereotype, but I know another chick who has Asperger's. Okay, and she totally flipped out on my ex-boyfriend and destroyed our entire station, all because he wouldn't help with her iPhone. So, you know what I'm saying? And then later on, it was like, "Oh, poor me," shit. So you never know with those fuckers. You know, I don't like to be stereotyped, but that's what I'm kind of seeing here.
Well, go ahead, Max.
I was gonna say I've heard stories about stuff like that too, where you know sometimes they'll react in weird ways to strange things. You know what I'm saying? So it's very possible.
Well, and here's the thing that I mean, it's like I want you to tell this story. Well, there's no story here. You didn't tell us any specifics. There's no specifics about what you did. It's like, yeah, I didn't the place. Like, well, I had the thing, and I don't know what, you know, there's no, did he give you any indications, like, well, all I did was I put my bag down, I said, hey, is everything okay? No, it's right?
Well, there was that. He did say that, and then he said the female cop became cool, but then when the male cop came, that's when it became an issue.
Okay, but you left that out, so you kind of left us wondering, too.
Yeah, because you kind of, that kind of story was half shit, man. Okay, so basically what happened, she got there. Okay, she got there. He said, okay, he put his bag down, you know,
he complied with her. Yep, he complied with her, and he told her the story. And then I guess a male cop came, and I think he said, too, that the female cop and the male cop were arguing about something at one point. He said when he was in the car, some shit like that.
Wow, this is a shit ass recollection of this story, man, because we.
Well, you know, I'm telling it how it was.
I know. Well, it's just kind of hard to judge on it because on one hand, it's like at first it's like, yeah, I didn't do nothing, and then so we really don't know specifics. I can say that if it's 6 days and medication, I just don't see that just being like a against the man type plan, you know. Like I don't believe in that. I don't.
Right.
There's something called what is Ockeren's razor? What is it called? Where the simplest explanation is usually the most valid, like the real reason. That's why conspiracy theories a lot of times fall apart because usually the simplest reason is what's best to explain something. You know, there's no crazy shit going on. So. The simplest explanation for this is that they had a damn good reason to do that, or else they wouldn't have done that.
Well,
now,
you know, and like I said, the reason it's kind of convoluted because it was kind of convoluted to me too. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he told the story, but I just asked him. I said, "So you didn't flip out? You didn't?" "Nah, man, I didn't flip out. I didn't do anything. I didn't. You know, the cop made up a bunch of shit, and I ended up in here, and I'm like,
okay,
what?
yeah. So first of all, why did the cop stop him anyway? So they called the cops on him.
The cop just happened to be, I don't know if that couple flagged that female cop and said, "Hey, this fucker just pulled a screwdriver on my dog," you know, or what the fuck happened.
If the dog wasn't on a leash, then the dog, fuck that, I'm going to pull a damn hammer. I'm going to pull out my chainsaw.
Well, that's it. And now it becomes a self-defense issue. So
yeah.
You think, you know, and most people, I mean, fuck, my mom pepper sprayed a dog one time that ran out on her, you know. So,
right.
I mean,
and this shit does happen, so it's not like
and dogs are stupid animals most of the time. I'm sorry, but they are. They're not gonna, if they sense a threat, they're gonna jump on you. They're not gonna go, "I wonder if this is gonna be good for my reputation later on." No, they're just gonna
right.
They're gonna attack you because they're animals. I mean, they're not stupid in some ways, but you know what I'm saying.
Or they'll back off.
They act on their instincts.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't control that, so you have to protect yourself and assume that the dog is going to attack you, not be like, "Well, it's a dog. I have to see the good in dogs. I gotta see the good in people," you know, and you reach your hand out and then your hand's gone, you know, and...
Yeah.
Well,
that's
it. I had a hot dog in my backpack.
Yeah.
Well, part of the thing is too. Okay, obviously you have the stupid pet owner that's pissed off at him for pulling a screwdriver on the dog, and it's like, well, your fucking dog was off its leash, man. What do you expect me to do? You know, stand there and go, "Oh, hi, doggy."
You know what? That actually happened the other day to us. When I was with my trainer, we were walking down the street, and this fucking dog on the corner, he's always off his fucking leash. He runs up and he tries to attack my guide dog, dude. And fucking the trainer's blocking him, and the owner's like, "Oh, sorry, he just got away from me." But at the same time, that dog's always getting away from him, biting kids in the fucking neighborhood and shit, you know? So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of give and take.
So the owner's kind of a dumbass, it sounds like. But this guy, the one that James was telling me about, it's like this guy's just a complete dumb shit, like doesn't care. Like, "Hey, so what? My dog almost bit your balls off. So you no reason to pull a fucking screwdriver out on him, you know."
Right.
So that part I get, but then the part with the cops, I'm like, I don't get that. You know, I'm a little bit.
It just seems a little bit. I mean, okay. First of all, there's several things have to happen here for this conspiracy to fully manifest itself. Okay. Not only does the cop have to like sign this paper, lie about all this shit, he's got to go in there and be evaluated by mental health people. Now, if he goes in there and he's like, "I don't know what's going on here. I just had my," then they're not going to keep him for 6 days on medication because that's a second opinion there. It's not like it's going to be like, "Hey Bill, I'm in a mood to put this guy in place. I'm a cop. I've had a bad day. My wife is fucking the janitor down the street. You know, I need to get some shit up. So I'm going to put this guy away for 6 days. You want to help me, Dr. Johnson? Sure. When he comes in, I'll fuck the valuation up too. All right. High five over the phone. All right, cool. All right, so then he goes in there and they lie about him doing that all through the evaluation. Not, you know what? Hey, Bill wanted us to put you in for 6 days, 5 days. We're gonna give him 6. You're in for 6. Not only that, we're gonna medicate you. Oh no, you're very rational. We don't fucking care because we're corrupt and evil.
Or you know, they're like a Dukes of Hazzard, like, "Get boss, we're gonna lock him up."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're gonna get that boy, dude. Gonna put him in that institution for coming to me. I tell you what.
Yeah, it was real strange. Like, well, we remember, you know, Doug, Shell's son. That was a clear-cut case. You know, okay, he attempted suicide. So that's where you understand why he was in there. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, it's like, you went from pulling a screwdriver on a dog to 6 days in mental ward?
Then he says there's still he's out now and he's still on it, so he has to be seeing some kind of psychologist or psychiatrist outside of the facility. So that's a third person there who's talking to Bill. Something had to have happened. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold up. His story could have checked out up until the point he said he didn't do anything. Because, okay, let's just say worst case scenario, you know, the cop's like suspicious, he's got a screwdriver, what's he capable of? And then this dude freaks out And they're like, oh, fuck, dude, he's out of control. So they put him in the fucking psych ward to calm his ass down. He does something in there, boom, 6 days. I can see that. But other than that, no.
Well, the only other thing I can see is that since they saw he had a screwdriver, maybe they thought he had a screw loose.
No. No.
Well, we could have had a power drill, to tighten it, So,
yes, I did. I went there.
Ugly. Oh my god, that was ugly.
That was awesome. What are you saying? Why are you laughing so hard then? Because it was awesome. That's why. Fucking love it. That's why. That's why it's great. Because it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect for the moment, and I know it, and I'm gonna revel in it for a moment here.
Roll in it. Roll around it.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll in it. I'm gonna roll like a screw rolling in the sink.
So James, I want to roll with you, man, but it sounds like there's a piece missing. You know what I'm saying?
Seems like there's a piece missing. I mean, yeah, something's going on, and here's the scary part, and this is the part that we all start to learn. We're all kind of insane and batshit in our own ways. So you might not think you've done shit, but to everyone else, you might be looking fucking psycho loony crazy. So
now I will throw out, and I think I said this earlier, he does have a history, of being. I guess they have something down there called SMI, seriously mentally ill, or something. When they say something like that, that's when they classify you or whatever.
Well,
so
then there's the not. I didn't do nothing. That's another thing. Maybe it's like a bunch of previous things where they've seen him on the street before, and something's happened previously, like 7 or 8 times. Like maybe last time. Maybe did he tell you that he went there for 1 day the time before, then the time before that for 3 days, and the time for that for So
not to the same facility. I think he said he had other issues, though,
not to the same one. Okay.
Other shit.
Yeah. All right. So it's pretty much the picture is kind of clearing up here.
Yeah. Well, hey, it is what it is, I guess.
Now we're not laughing at. We're just being honest.
We're not laughing at him. No. It's No. But it's all perspective.
It's perspective, but it's cause and effect. I mean,
it's okay. It's kind of like the other when you guys were busting my balls for the eHarmony thing, you and Fiza.
Oh god.
Which I left out some.
For that, dude.
I left out some information. So that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all my perception.
Yeah, you were still a dick, but yeah, it's definitely more understandable how much of a dick you were, but still.
Well, you know what it was. Hey, listen. That bitch gave her number to like 70 other niggas on the site. I'm sure I was nothing special.
You don't know that. You don't know that. So you're making that assumption. You're still making that assumption. Maybe you are.
Yeah, you really don't know.
Maybe you are just something special, Big Daddy. And
am I really? You think I was?
Nah, I don't. I certainly don't. But maybe somebody did.
Maxwell doll.
maybe.
Butt darts.
Maybe you're.
Just saying.
Shit. Speaking of eHarmony, I have a story.
God.
No.
I have a story for you guys.
Oh boy!
Something that happened to me. All right. So y'all know that my subscription ends next month, supposedly, right? March 25th.
Mm-hmm. Well, this month now.
Oh yeah, it is. That's right.
Yeah,
He's still dreaming like it's February.
Yeah.
Well, this happened. Well, you know why? Because this happened on Monday, which was the 27th. So we were still in February yet.
Okay.
Well, I get an email, and it's from eHarmony. And the subject line says account closure. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I open up the email and it says, dear valued customer, whatever, we've closed your account because it appears to have been compromised. So, and they say there's several ways this could happen. One, somebody could have been posing as an eHarmony employee and sent you a phishing email and you gave them your information, which never happened. Or then they said another thing that could happen is if you're on the site and you clicked on an outside link, because a lot of websites have advertisements and shit on them. But what's funny about that is like, okay, so you're selling advertising to motherfuckers that are hacking your customers and that are a danger to your customers? If that's the case.
You forgot to mention the third thing, that someone could have sent you a phone number and you could have replied to them and that could have caused them some issues.
Right, yeah. Exactly. No, and then... So none of this shit had happened because obviously I never click on outside links. Find Russian women that are down for sucking niggas' dicks or whatever.
Well, nigga, I saw that your email the other day, nigga. Don't even play, nigga.
You talking about the Russian women? No.
Yeah, I saw it.
Listen, That was Bangladesh.
Russian women with bare feet.
This was Bangladesh sex slave senior citizens, okay? And
oh, that's your shit.
Yeah, right there, dude.
Yeah, right. I love fucking them in their holes in their stomach where their colostomy bag used to be.
The B quad S right there, dude. No, the B quad. No, citizens. It starts with the C. I'm sorry, I'm a moron.
Senior citizens.
The B triple S C. I don't know, fucking whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, they said they closed my account because obviously it was compromised. However, if I would like to use the remainder of my membership, all I have to do is create a brand new account and restart my service. Which, guess what restart service does? Makes it so the fuckers charge me again. So there's no way I'm doing that.
So you're done, are you saying that you're done? You're prematurely done
yes,
with eHarmony?
You know what? I got released from prison early, man.
So you had a premature evacuation.
Yeah, it wasn't for good behavior though.
Oh no, of course not.
No,
never is.
Well, it wasn't for any behavior because you supposedly barely used the site, but your motherfucking ass was on that like every day checking shit out.
Actually, you know what? I really wasn't, man. There was, I would go on every couple days, maybe, and check out.
Every 2 days. I'm sorry, every 48 hours.
I had to use it at some point.
You did. You're right. You had to try and believe and hope, and then when someone did finally believe in you, you just totally shot them down.
Oh, no,
those four kids, man. How many of them were over 16, dude?
Oh, who fucking cares?
If there was more than one or two, that's 3 people who could have drove you around places, dude. The opportunities you lost there. You could have been stepdaddy. You could have been stepdaddy Max. Be like, I'm your stepdaddy. Take me to the liquor store.
What's up, little nigga? Why don't you take me to the store?
Drop me to the local Toastmaster so I can hit on other bitches besides your mama.
Yeah, in Dodge City, Kansas.
City. In Dodge City.
Dodge City.
That's a great name for a relationship right there. I live in Dodge City. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm Dodge City for me, too, because I'm ducking and dodging your fucking 4 kids.
Dodging your ass. So, yeah, it's just funny, though, that, hey, you spend a little money and we'll uncompromise your account, fucker. But until then, guess what? Eat a dick. Your shit's closed. And then another weird thing happened, which I didn't tell you about there, Chandelier. I get an email later from Match.com that says, glad to see you back. And I'm like, what? Glad to see I'm back? I didn't do anything, and I didn't set up an account. And it's like, I read it, and it said, something about, I guess you're going to reactivate your account, blah, 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 or something about reactivating my account.
You need to watch yourself, man. Have you ever set up a Match.com account before?
2011.
Yeah, so that's why it's saying someone's back. So someone's trolling your eHarmony accounts or something like that. I'd be careful and contact Match and say.
Well, here's the thing. The card that Match had on file is no good. I mean, that was from 2011. I don't even know that card's.
That's fine. I mean that's you can. I'm just saying that if someone's trying to get into your accounts like that, you might want to just contact them just to see, because they might have other personal information they can get from you.
I did contact Match, and I said, I never started this account. Last time I used it was 2011, and actually a guy wrote me back today and said, okay, we've hidden your profile, and he said we also he said something about you also not get any more emails from Match. If you decide you want to at some point, you can always click this link, and all the bullshit. So hopefully that's done. Hopefully that's over.
That's strange, though, that the same day you had that account closure, you had a thing from Match. So that's connected. See, that's cause and effect that seems connected.
Because it does. That's why I was like,
yeah,
something strange. You know what I'm saying? So it was weird. Well, either way, I don't plan to get on either of them. I'm not going to use any of those anymore
until like a mid June evening when you're sitting at the pool with a bottle of Carlos Rossi.
All right, I want you guys to hold me to something here. I want both of you to hold me to this shit.
I'm not holding anything of yours, bro. So it's
no, fuck that.
If I jump on another dating site, I have to eat a whole block of cheese, man.
Okay, any kind of cheese, so we can pick the most.
Wait, let me top that. Okay. Covered in jizz.
In jizz? Well, who's going to jack off on? Did you find somebody who's going to jack
I'll work it out. It doesn't matter. I'll work it out.
Oh wait.
It's covered in jizz.
Wait, is your dog male? Oh, never mind.
Oh, I'm not jacking my dog off, dude.
Red Rocket on some Velveeta, man. Some.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he'd be shooting blanks though. He's fucking neutered.
It doesn't matter. The protein's still there. Max won't know the difference.
It's Skeeter on Velveeta, man. That's a brand new fucking dish.
Oh, that's disgusting. A block of Velveeta cheese, dude. A block of fucking Velveeta. Okay, so if you do now, you're gonna have those moments now. Now here's the thing. Dating sites, I don't give a shit about because I think you like the free ones.
Get on some social networking sites, like if there's another experience project or something.
You can do whatever you want in that way. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying, like any kind of paid site. First of all, because you can do it free. If you do something for free, like if you would have done this for free, no one would give a shit. Oh, I went back on POF. No, it's your ass is like listening to fucking Barry Manilow and going, oh, if I could use this money to fucking feed like 12 children in Africa or whatever, or myself for a couple weeks, but no, I'm gonna fucking feed I'm gonna feed
the corporate bastards at fucking Harmony or
so whatever. You can do whatever the hell you want, but but of course you're not gonna. But you actually will. The thing is, your dumbass will tell us, guys, I was stupid and I did sign up for eHarmony
That's
again.
The problem. I'm too honest.
Where's
I will
my
tell
cheese?
You.
I don't think you will, though.
I know I said I wasn't going to.
I think you may have learned your lesson this time.
With that block of cheese in place, there's no fucking way that I'll be going on any dating sites anytime.
All right, so a block of Velveeta cheese. And I'm saying Velveeta because Velveeta is really cheesy. It's like really processed, cheesy, Louisy, like,
And you'll have, and you say you're going to put the jizz on it, too, huh? You're going to, not just cheese.
Yeah,
I'm
going to put jizz on it, and I'm going to drop it in dog shit.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to be doing a dating site, and if you do,
you don't have to go to all the. That's too much work. Just trust.
It's not. Trust me, I got this.
The cheese, but the cheese is already bad enough for me. The dog shit
for you, but I want to make sure you don't do it again.
That's just
No, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The cheese is something he would actually eat. Like if he actually did it, he would have to eat it and eat it. But the dog shit and that's not. He's not going to actually eat that shit.
Yeah, it was dog shit.
I don't know, but it sounded awesome.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it sounded great, but it was something that. But definitely the cheese. It's like, okay, I have to eat that if I fuck this up. So there we go. Cheese for eHarmonies, So
cheese for eHarmony.
Yeah, so kind of cheese, shit, and semen compared to eHarmony. It's kind of like a relationship anyway. So
kind of like what you get on there.
Yeah, it's pretty much what you have to deal with most relationships. So all right, so what's next? So someone had some question for me.
Now I should give you a drum roll here, Crittle, because this is the main reason you wanted to come on, right?
Why the drum roll though?
Because this was big. You hit me up with this the other day, and you're like, "I want to come on your show," and I was like, "All right." Now this one,
this one is definitely. It's a touchy ass subject because I don't really know how to feel about this subject, and I'm only seeing one-sided at this point, so I need a different outlook. So, a couple months ago, I did a video about this bugaboo, all right? He called me at the crack of dawn, basically.
Who is
this is my baby daddy.
Oh, is your baby daddy?
This is my baby daddy, yeah. Okay, so he's been calling, trying to get some ass. Ain't happening, bypass, whatever. Okay, so eventually I got tired of the shit, and I went off on him. And I was like, look, dude, you're calling me way too fucking much. And he did the whole, ooh, fuck you, dude, and hangs up, okay? Don't hear from him for about like a month or two, right? So out of the blue, a couple days ago, he starts hitting me up, back to back to back. And I'm talking like, not like, oh, one day, the next day. No, I'm talking about within 2-hour period, he called me at least 3 to 4 times. So honestly, when you've done this in the past, that doesn't mark emergency to me anymore. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like out of the window. If you're just calling to be like, I want to jack off in your ear, I'm not going to fucking...
You start to neglect the calls then. You're just like, fuck it. Right. I'm not going to answer that.
Dude, yeah, fuck that shit, dude. If I want that shit, I'll just go get on the internet. Okay, sorry, low blow. But anyways, so, he's like, So I text him. I'm like, "What's up, dude? You know what the fuck?" And he shoots back. He's like, "Hey, I need to talk." And I'm like, "All right." So I call this motherfucker back, and he rejects the call. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? Like, you woke me up. That's the worst thing you can do, is wake me up before I want to get up, and then reject the call. You know? So then he shoots a text talking about, "Well, I'm talking to someone right now." So at this point, I'm fucking furious, you know? I'm like, well, you know what? Go fuck yourself, okay? Go fuck your fucking self in the ass. So he finally calls me back, and he tells me, oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm missing the piece here. I text him, and I said, well, you know what? I'm sick of you fucking calling me. You never have shit to say. I don't want to listen to your fucking breathe the entire time, dude. We have nothing in common except for a child. Let's leave it that way. If you're bored, call your fucking mom. Okay? So, that was pretty much written out of anger. But anyways, so, he tells me some devastating ass news. Alright? Now, this is where it gets fucking touchy, because, for me, it goes a long way. I've been sick since fucking, 2007, alright? Nobody knows what's wrong with me, rare disease, this and that. You know, constantly in and out of hospitals, on deathbed 4 to 5 times, okay? And each time I've reached out to him to take his daughter, he's fucking, "Oh, sorry, my life is more important than my kid, so I don't really give a fuck." You know, and I've had to rearrange shit just to get her, you know, in a safe, safe area or whatever the fuck while I'm in the hospital. There would be 2 and 3 weeks I'd be in the hospital, okay? So, he pops out of the woodworks and says, "Well, I have mouth cancer." So
okay.
Yeah, he tells me he has mouth cancer. He chews or whatever, so apparently it caught up with him, okay? This is how he explains it to me. He says the doctor said that in a week he's going to know how bad it is, and if it's treatable, but pretty much he's going to give me a time frame of how much longer I have to live.
So,
wait. If something is treatable, then that means you're going to live.
Right. But what he's saying is he doesn't know if it's treatable, but he's telling me flat out, "I'm dying of cancer."
Well, then he doesn't. Then he's
don't
fucking.
Tell my
he
daughter.
needs to. Don't tell your daughter. Oh.
Yeah.
So he tells you.
He wants to do it in a good way. Ugh.
Okay.
What's he gonna do?
So what's
got a piece of it out and give it to her?
Hey,
here's my cancer before I go. I want you to have this.
What's the dilemma that you're having, basically? What's the main issue you're having?
The main issue I'm having, I guess, is the fact that I'm fucking bitter. Because, you know, I've been through a lot of shit. I've been sick a lot, and I've always asked for his help with her. And it's like, now all of a sudden, "I'm dying of cancer. Your whole world has to stop and pay attention to me." But you left us in the dirt, dude. You know what I mean? You didn't give a fuck about what was happening to me. You gave a fuck what was happening to our kid. And now all of a sudden you want me to keep this secret from her, which I've never kept secrets, okay? And then on top of it, you want me to feel sorry for you. Because you got pissed off, and I'm like, okay. Like, what was I supposed to say to that? "Oh my God, you're dying of cancer, but you really don't know that. You don't even know how bad it is, but you're dying of cancer. I should feel bad." No, I don't feel that. I don't give a fuck. You know, so I'm having an issue giving a fuck.
Okay, and you
now,
said
is that wrong for not giving a fuck?
Is everyone saying that it is wrong? Because I don't think it's wrong. Why should you have to give a fuck? I mean, you're not with him. You don't like the dude. He's not your. I mean, you can give a fuck in terms of how it's going to affect your family and your daughter, but in terms of giving a fuck about him, I mean, first of all, when anybody says judges you on your reaction toward them saying something to you, they can go fuck themselves. Like, "I've got cancer." Oh, why aren't you reacting more sad?
Right. They want you to have this
Go fuck
reaction
yourself,
you're not having.
that's a reactionary statement, because he's expecting some kind of reaction. He's judging you on your reaction. You might be in total shock. It might be like, "Oh, well, that's," and then, but even if you're not, Too fucking bad for him. But you can't get mad at somebody for not giving a fuck about you. I mean, I'm sorry, you can't. How are you gonna get mad at somebody? You don't give a fuck about me. No, I don't. What is that? That's only gonna make the person.
I don't fucking care.
What is that gonna? You're gonna make them feel guilty, and then they'll start giving a fuck. Like, yeah, you know what? I thought about it. I felt guilty for not giving a fuck, so now I do give a fuck. So let's get back together and we'll get married.
You're finally coming around.
We'll get married, and when we'll get married, and when I kiss you, part of your lip will fall off in my mouth. But other than that,
like I said, we'll give our daughter your cancer. We'll cut a little piece out and we'll give it to her as a gift. On your neck.
No. Well, see, that's the thing. It's like I felt like dirt shit. I mean, I worried about my daughter and how she's gonna react, because you gotta look at it from her perspective. Her entire life, her mom has been sick and at a hospital, you know? So for her, this is like, you know, this is normal everyday life, but it still scares her. Now you're going to fucking pop off. You don't know for sure that you're going to die from this shit. You know what I mean? And you want me to keep your secret so you can tell her. Like, why don't you wait for your results before you start calling, phoning your friends?
Well, that's true, first of all, but I think it's a good idea to stay the fuck out of it, because it's his responsibility. It's not yours. I mean,
right.
Because he might be totally bullshitting, and then you say something that's completely bullshit, getting your daughter all worked up, and then I would just step back and just be like, hey, it's your fucking deal.
You think he made that shit up? But you don't think he did you?
No, dude, he's not one for that kind of shit. If I could say one good thing about that fuckface, if he legit thinks it's gonna happen, then, you know, he will say something. But if it's just a fucking thought that passed his mind, like on a brief fart, you know, no, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, regardless, it's not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility, even if you know about it. And that's the thing. If you don't say anything or do anything, you're respecting his wishes, so he can't get pissed off about you because you're doing exactly what he wants you to do. And I know it's hard not to say anything, but at this point in my mind, it'd be like, stay the fuck out of it. Honestly, it's his business and hers, not yours, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because honestly, he's an adult, and I'm not sure how old she is, and even if she's younger, it's still his responsibility to her as her father, not your responsibility to get in the way and do anything about it. Leave it at, if he wants to be the responsible parent for once, then go for it. You're going to do that yourself. It's not going to be, because that's another thing. Because here's another thing. Here's some of the psycho, what a lot of fucked up people do, is that they will say, I'm going to tell her, because I'm going to tell her not to tell her, because I know she will, and I won't have to fucking do it. So it's a kind of a half-assed way to get you to say something to her.
Well, yeah, but he called on the wrong bitch for that, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if he's thinking, oh well, she'll probably tell my daughter, then I won't have to do it. Like especially if I tell her not to, she's gonna get pissed off and go, oh, I'm gonna definitely tell her. Go ahead and tell her, and then he doesn't have to face the responsibility of having to tell her himself.
That's a fucking pussy way out, yo.
Well, yeah, but would it surprise you if that was the way it was going?
Well, I don't know. It was more of like a. Yeah. I didn't really know how to feel about it, to be honest.
It's a shitty situation all throughout, but the best option, in my opinion, would be to step back and honor his wishes. Be the bigger person. It's his responsibility. As a parent, I mean, it'd be like this. Would you expect someone else to tell her? Would you expect him to tell her if you had issues? Like if there's
no, I don't know.
Oh no, of course not. So as a parent, it's his responsibility to tell her, especially since you're not together. Maybe if you guys were together, you were married, and he was just like, I can't do it, and you're like, oh, let's do this together. You'd all go together, you'd be together, you do it. But what? Yeah, it's his. So you got to just in my opinion, you just gotta let it sit, kind of keep it quiet. And just let him handle the business like he's supposed to. And if he doesn't, then it's not you can't feel guilty about it because it's not your issue. It's his. You know, even if you're the mom, it's still his responsibility because that's
right. Yeah, because I had no urge to tell her shit. You know, like I said, I don't want to add more trauma to this kid. You know what I mean? So that's totally on him. It's just the fact that I felt like dirt shit for not giving a fuck. And it's like, you would think after all these years, you know, even though we've been through ups and downs, he's a dick or whatever, you know, I waited for that nigga for a long-ass time. So I guess it was kind of a shell shock for me that I could fucking
not give
really
a shit.
let go of that fucker.
Well, see, the thing is, but it still shows that you actually are concerned about it because you're giving a fuck that you don't give a fuck. Now, if you didn't give a fuck that you don't give a fuck, then that'd be maybe something to worry about. But then again, you wouldn't be worried about it. So since you're worried about the fact that you don't give a fuck,
that you do give a fuck in a certain way,
but it's in the way of wondering whether
not
you.
to the extreme he wants.
Well, no, but it's you're worried. You're not worried about him. You're worried about whether this means you're a bitch or you're losing some kind of empathy. And that means you're not, because if you were, you wouldn't even be thinking about it. You'd be just like, fuck that guy, I don't give a fuck. So the fact that you're like, oh, man, I don't give a shit, after all we've been through, is there something wrong with me? That means that you're actually wondering whether and evaluating yourself, which means you're not like, haven't gone to the dark side yet, so.
Not yet.
You haven't drank the whole glass of fuck you juice yet.
Yeah, so that's my analysis on that. Is that just stay away, be happy that you're conscientious of the fact that you're wondering whether it's something you should be concerned about or not. But if you're not, just that's the honest way you feel. You don't fucking give a shit about this dude, so don't give a shit about him. Don't worry about it. I mean, you don't have to give a shit about it.
Fuck it,
Yeah,
so.
I mean, fuck it.
Shit.
So,
well, Cruise Control, we kind of monopolize this shit. Is there anything you wanted to kid on?
Well, I got a little update on. Unfortunately, the weekend thing, that thing I was gonna do on Sunday has been postponed because everyone's been sick, like who's organizing it. So it's kind of been up in the air. So I'm gonna be doing that later on, which is kind of good for me because I'm dirt fucking broke right now, and I have to buy. I'm not really worried about buying shit like for this, like a fedora and some 1920s. Shit. If you didn't listen to our last show, I was supposed to do this murder mystery this week, and I was going to dress up as this Hollywood director from the 1920s. Well, that's not going to happen, so I'll let you guys know about that. That's a little thing. But the other thing, and I have to say this, and on Saturday, man, you're going to be really upset about this, Max, because I know this is going to really hit you hard. But
okay, all right.
Yeah,
should I get my tissue?
Unfortunately, my work they confirmed and allowed next week off completely from work, paid. So.
Oh,
yeah,
a full week?
I get 9 days off in a row,
that's terrible.
And I just want to let you know, Max. I know you're gonna feel for because you never let me know when you have your little fucking little.
Of course, days off I keep that from you because I know it makes you sad.
Sure, you do. You always keep it from me. You never remind me and say, "Well, I'm not doing this. I'm not working tomorrow." I've got fucking.
Funny enough, we got a busy week next week, man. We're balls to the wall.
Shit to do. I'm doing like I'm cleaning my. I'm actually doing more like it's not necessarily a vacation because I think sometimes people go, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" And I'm like,
"Oh, I always get that. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go?"
I'm not doing shit in terms of going anywhere because the last trips I've gone multiple places. So like I've gone to last time I had a week off, I went to Vegas the whole time. So when you go on trips, it's a vacation, but in a way it's not. For people like me who like to sit on their ass and play video games and that's their fun. Sometimes it's just getting away from work and the routine. So I'm taking the week off. I'm going to clean my whole fucking apartment. I'm going to do some other shit, like apply for.
Wait! You're actually going to clean your apartment?
Yeah, it's gonna take a week too. That's why I'm.
It will.
And I've got a room, dude. I got a fucking room, so it's gonna take some fucking. It's gonna be a mad clean. So I'm gonna take a couple hours each day to do it because when you get into the routine of work and those weekends, man. Those 2 days just go by like nothing. You need that time sometimes just to. So now by like Wednesday of this week, I'll be like, fuck, I need to do something. So I'm gonna start fucking cleaning, doing some other stuff. I'm gonna apply for some jobs. I got some other things going on, but I'm just taking the time off. So that's one thing because my job has been. We talked about last night the loyalty and all that kind of stuff. So.
Oh yeah, they've been kind of dicking you around a little bit.
So I am taking that time off, and it's going to be a good. I'm looking forward to just having it where I'm not going to be going anywhere, no rock and roll butt fucks, no anything, no craziness going on. Just enjoying me, just me.
Having time to yourself.
But actually, I'm going to be able to go out and do things in the evenings too. Like most of the time, I get it. Like tomorrow, I get up at 5 a.m. to get to work. And most days, I get up at 5, 6. So I can't actually go out to karaoke at other places. That I want to do and hang out a lot of times. So this week I'm actually going to go out to this No Shame Theater, some karaoke and stuff, so I can stay out a little later on nights that I couldn't normally do, that like on a Friday, because I work on Saturday mornings.
Dude, you know what would be awesome? If they had naked karaoke. I'd totally be down with that.
They
naked
do have
karaoke?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
They do have naked karaoke. It's called what you do when you just get your friends and you just take your clothes off and some chick holds your dick and sings into your penis, and then there you go.
Right, just like a microphone.
Yeah.
There you go. And you can sing, "Don't break my cock, my achy breaky cock."
Yes, you could sing, "You can take my balls and stick them in your drawers." And
Yeah. Actually, speaking of karaoke, I'm going to go with Jerkman tomorrow night. His new girlfriend's in town, and so I'm going to go with them and do some karaoke. That should be pretty fun.
Oh wow! So you're going to spec that out. So that's interesting. You got to tell Jerkman to get his ass on here. We need to do a Jerkman show.
Oh yeah. You know what? When I see him tomorrow, I'll ask him if he wants to do a show with us.
Tell him to do a show maybe next week or sometime soon. We can do a show.
Maybe he can use his Skype. He can actually use his Skype. No, sorry there. I had to go there.
Oh man, don't you watch yourself. She's gonna sick Cannolla dog on you. It's gonna be
that, or she'll fall off the ceiling on my head, because she'll lose her chin.
Yeah, the chandelier. Well, I don't really have I don't really have all that much, man. I just been watching the world fall apart and just keeping tabs on the world and and being broke as fuck and living broke, like living where you're like, all right, $4 fucking that's gonna get me through 2 days, kind of like, but other than that, just because that's because hours are getting better, so, and that should improve a little bit as time goes by, but I don't have much to bitch about. I mean, I'm alive, I'm not dead, so
hey, that's good, man. Good.
My observations are all in good stuff, and that so yeah, I think that's pretty much a good sign of where we're at on this show. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. This is what we're gonna do.
And that's the story there, fuckers.
Whoa,
yeah. So guess we'll see you guys when we see you.
We'll wrap this up here. Anyways, yeah, come on, start, you piece of shit. Start. God damn it, piece of shit. Anyways, thank you for coming on, Chandelier or Crittle or Cray or whatever the hell.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Cannolla. Hey, thanks for coming on.
Cannolla Crittle. Thank you for coming on. Anyways, this has been the Nothing Sacred Show for the 2nd of March, 2017. I am Cruise Control.
I am Maxwell Silverhammer.
And I'm DJ Crittle.
And
that's the story there. Bitches!
Heil Hitler.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
I love that shit.